Hello everyone. So today we are going to demonstrate creating a very basic container in AWS. So let us start. So first of all, what we need to do is we need to go in a Docker Hub account. Obviously, we will first sign up for it, and then we will need to create a repository on the Docker Hub so that we can pull the image we publish in this repository to our EC2 machine. So first we need to create a repository. I would give a name, node project 01. So first, as we can see that I have created a repository on Docker Hub. Now we will start the Docker desktop, and also we will start the Visual Studio Code. Here I have already prepared a sample code file, which is a very simple node application. This will just help us to deploy this node application as a simple web server on our EC2 as well as on our local system. So here I have already created a Docker file, you can see. So what I will do is first I will do a Docker PS to see any running containers. So we can see nothing is there. We will check the history also. So there is nothing. So this is absolutely clear. So from here we will build the sample project. So this sample project I will give a name. And that name should be our repository name, so that we can just publish this container to the repository. So I will just copy this name and I will give this name to my application. So build -t control V. So again actually the thing happens is that it will not copy the entire name because of the white spaces. So I will need to first go and just simply node project 01. So this is the part I will just copy. So here on my Visual Studio Code I will just paste this name, and this would be my image. As we can see, the image is built. Now if I go ahead and check, okay, so there are a lot of we have a lot of images. What we will do is this one is the latest one which is created. We will run this application. So we will do docker run. We will give a name, say sample node app. We will give D to detached. We will give RM to remove after it terminates. We will give a port so that it is accessible, and then what we will do is we will give the image name. Let me check if I have missed anything. Nothing. So I will just copy this image file and I will put it over here. So the container is now up and running. Let me check. So it is running sample node app. So if I go to my Internet Explorer, sorry, the edge, if I type here as localhost, so this is getting displayed. So up to this our image is up, so we can see that this thing is running. So we need to now publish this docker this image to Docker Hub. What we will do is Docker, first we need to log in to the Docker account. I have my login ID and password saved here, so it will directly log in. So yes, the login is successful. Now I will push this image, that is this image, to Docker Hub, so it can be accessed from anywhere. So we can see that it is getting pushed. In the meantime, what we will do is we will go ahead and create a EC2 machine for the demonstration. So I will log into my Amazon EC2 management console. Here we can see that there are no machines configured, so I will just go ahead and launch an instance over here, basic Amazon Linux AM2. We will select the free tier, then we will keep everything as default. There is nothing to change over here. We will go ahead to the launch, and here we can check the instance details. The storage is everything is there. So I will launch. So now what I will do is I will create a new K pair. Please note, this is very important. Sample project 01. I will give this name to this key pair. This is the PEM file which is needed to log in from my desktop. So I will just download it, keep it over here. Now I go ahead and launch the instance. So here we can see the instance is launching. In the meantime, let us go ahead and see if this is pushed. Yes, this is pushed. So this pushing is successful. I can now go ahead and check on the instance just to see if it is if it has started or not. Yes, the status is running, so that instance is started. Now what we need to do is log into this machine. So for that, what we will do is we will change the credentials, the security credentials, that is the security group of this system, to accept SSH connections. That is the connection which we will use to connect to this EC2 machine from my system. So I need to give permission only to the only to my system. So I will edit the inbound rule over here, and we can see as it is showing that SSH is this means that everything is allowed. So this should not be the case. It should allow only my IP. So I have changed this to this one, so that I can SSH into this instance with my IP address only. Now what I need to do is I need to install the Docker in it. So I will just go ahead, I will click on the instance, I will select the instance, and then I will try to connect. We will use SSH connect. We will use Amazon connection directly. We will not configure Putty or anything else right now. We can show the okay, let us have a retry. We can demonstrate that later on, and if this persists, obviously we will okay. So I think the security group is giving trouble. So what we will do is we will use EC2. We will use Putty. So here in this case I have Putty already installed in my system, but I need to change the PEM file to PPK file to log in using Putty. So changing the PEM to PPK, that is my key file, I need to use the Putty gen, and here I will load the downloaded file. The downloaded file is here. I will just click on files. So here we can see sample project 01.pem. It is here. So we will just load this and okay, I think it has loaded. Yes, it has loaded. So now I will save the private key onto my project folder. So here I will just save it over here. This is on the download example. What was the, or say sample project, sample 01. So I will save this key. This will be used to connect with the instance using Putty. So here I will just paste the IP address of this system, the public IP address. Yes. So here I put the public IP address, and for my convenience I would put the EC2 user login over here and put an @ then I will just name it. Say for example I will give it sample 01, and in the SSH authorization I will just include the PPK file which we created. Just it will take some time to load because this is part of my OneDrive. Yes, so it is loaded. Now I will go to the main session, save it if in case I need to re-enter it, and then I will just open. It is trying to connect. So we can see that connection has succeeded. So what we will do is we will run an update. So I'll just copy paste the commands. I have already formulated the command sudo yum update -y. So it is checking if the operating system needs to be updated. So it is showing that there are no update. I will just what I will do is I will just change the settings so that this session window gets bigger. Actually I think I need to change the font size. Yes, so here I can give it 16. So yes, so I hope everybody can see. Now what I will do is I will just install the Docker in it. So we can see Docker is getting installed. So Docker has started. Now we will have to copy and paste the docker start command. So Docker the service I have started. Now let me see if this is working. So if I give obviously this will not work. I'll have to put sudo docker over here. There will be workaround, so I will show you, but for now we will use sudo. So we knew our image was, let me see if I can get the name of the image. So in the Docker Hub, yes, so this is the image, this is the image. So I can just use this command to push. Also I will just refresh this one. So here we can see the latest image is there. So we will just pull this image. So what we will do is we will just go ahead and we will do docker run. We will give -d, that is to detach, -rm to remove, and then -name, and then we can give example01 for our project, and then we can give the port, it is 80:80, and then we can provide the image id, that is chandan.ganguly / what was the image name, node project 01. So I will just copy the name over here, node 01. Okay, I should use the sudo, that is a bad miss. So if we give sudo docker ps, so we can see this is running. But if we go here, that is on this EC2 instance details, if we just copy this IP address and just paste, as for our example, like here we have seen this, but here it will not show. Here it will not show because what we did was we only allowed an SSH connection. So we need to allow in this, for this instance, HTTP connection. So what we will do is we will go to the security and we will click the security group. We will just add another rule to it from the entire globe. Yes, this one. So HTTP is there and we will give anywhere. So from anywhere we can connect it. We will just save this rule here. It is giving an error. So that is it, guys. Thank you for your view. I hope we can continue bringing up this series of Docker containers in future with more and more complexity. Thank you.